A couple of afternoons ago, I was walking Blue at a nearby park, and I came upon a very sweet but sad scene. There were two little boys playing at the playground, and one of them had to go home. The parents said it's time to leave. This made the other boy quite sad, and he began to get weepy. And then matters quickly got worse when the boy turned to go to his father, and as he was getting to the place where the playground transitioned to grass, the child tripped and fell, and the cries just got louder and louder. He really wasn't hurt. I think it just was more frustration than anything, maybe exhaustion because it was the afternoon. I think the other child had to go home to take a nap, and maybe this child needed one too. But the father responded as any loving parent would. Didn't even use any words, just simply scooped up his child and held him as this child cried. And even as Blue and I walked away, the child was still crying, but this father wasn't going to let him face his darkness alone. He was going to hold him in the midst of it all. The power of presence. One of the many gifts of the Psalms is that they cover pretty much every experience of being human that we can imagine. From experiences of incredible joy and peace and a deep sense of the divine's abiding presence, to experiences of incredibly long and dark, scary nights where there's a wonder if God is present at all. Take, for example, Psalm 77. In verse 7, in the middle of this very dark and scary night, the psalmist cries out, "Will God cast me off forever? Will God no more show God's favor to me?" Talk about a long and dark night. I'm so grateful that Scripture is full of so many different voices, in part because it helps me experience the gift that I'm not alone on my journey of life and faith, even and especially when I'm navigating incredibly dark and scary nights. Scripture reminds us that there are those who have gone before us and made that same journey. And then that means that there are those who might be willing to make that journey with us, who might be willing to face the darkness with us and hold us in it, just like that father did at the park a few days ago for his child. So in that light, we're invited to pause and pray and reflect on when we've come to experience love facing our dark nights with us and holding us in those dark nights. And the good news of it all is that it doesn't take much, not even words, just presence, a willingness to be with us and hold that space with us. And somehow in that, one day, we eventually find ourselves living into a new morning. God's peace and blessings to you all.